So did I spill some coffee here this morning, July 5th, when I woke up and I saw that the Armorer was officially announced? Hmm. Well, let's dive into it right now. All right, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at Six Scale Cantina. So getting right into it, the Armorer was officially released. And I woke up this morning on July 5th and I saw that announcement. Now, did I go ahead and spill some coffee over that announcement? We're going to go ahead and dive into it with this episode for sure. But I will tell you that I already spilled my coffee on a release such as the Armorer, and the Armorer specifically, a little bit earlier in the year. I knew that they were absolutely going to come out with this figure. And then, quite honestly, with the rumors that have been surfacing over the last couple of weeks, and I have my own insiders now as well that are pretty good sources, I had a pretty good idea that this figure was going to be officially announced within the next month or two. I was a little bit skeptical if it was actually going to be with the Toy Fair announcement. I'm pulling it right up onto the screen. This figure is sick, everybody. I absolutely love this figure. And let me go ahead and preface it, really, just with this, because I was on the fence about getting this heavy infantry Mandalorian until I saw official reviews from other channel content creators out there. And then when I did, I really got sold on this. And boy, when I picked it up, I was absolutely, really happy that I did. I actually just went through this with the IG-11 that I finally unboxed this morning. And I am so glad that I went ahead and listened to the various reviews that were out there, because that IG-11, man, it is really, I really collect Hot Toys mostly first and foremost for the head sculpts. But wow, they do a tremendous job. And that IG-11 with the weathering and the intricacies of that figure, and that was the same thing with this particular figure right here, the heavy infantry Mandalorian. And you have to wonder, is it possible that I would feel the same way about the Armorer? And I say yes, which is really the reason why I'm going to get this figure with Din Djarin, and that scene with the heavy infantry Mandalorian and the other Mandalorians and the Armorer there as well. I really feel like this is a character so much more than the Death Watch Mandalorian, which I'm not going to get now because they're just quite frankly coming out with so many figures that I have to go ahead and budget accordingly on what I can and can't get. But to me, this is an absolute no-brainer. And going ahead, and I think I actually have it here, and I'm actually recording this on the fly here, on July 5th. But I have the heavy infantry Mandalorian, actually. Let's see here if I could pick this up and pull it out. Yeah, I love this figure. When I got this figure, I was super amazed at how cool this darn thing was. This is absolutely a spectacular figure. And I think I'm going to feel the same way about the armor, to be quite honest with you. So for that sense, I am absolutely going to pick it up because I really like the Mandalorians. Um, and I really like the figures, and I actually like the character, the armor as well. Let me go ahead and just push this back, put this back in here. Um, but so I feel that I'm gonna really enjoy this in my collection, and I love Mandalorians, and I think that she is absolutely just like the heavy infantry Mandalorian. She's going to go ahead and make an appearance again in the Mandalorian Season 3 for sure. And I absolutely want to go ahead and get this figure. Now, I didn't spill my coffee over it, like I mentioned. And really, I knew that it was coming, and I spilled my coffee over the chrome-plated Mandalorian, not only for the Pedro Pascal head sculpt, because quite frankly, that was just, I was really looking forward to that, and I didn't have to buy the swoop bike with it, and you could even get it in a non-deluxe version and get the head sculpt. Plus, it was chrome-plated. Man, baby, I spilled my coffee over that. But I'm not really spilling my coffee over this. It's not that I'm not excited. I just kind of really knew this was coming. It doesn't have a head sculpt. You know, there's no one's really approval besides Disney you need for the head sculpt with this. You know, I would spill my coffee more over if they like had to like Cobb Vanth or Grief Karga or Casca Reeves or Fennec Shand. That would be like more. Oh wow, they actually did do that now. So with this one here, especially coming off, I'm still on the buzz. I'm still on the high, quite frankly, of the chrome-plated Mandalorian, especially that I didn't have to buy the swoop bike with it. But to come out with another Mandalorian figure, which I absolutely love, this figure, right on the heels of that, and where nobody had an issue when they came out with the chrome-plated Mandalorian. You didn't hear a whole lot of talk about where's the Bespin Han, where's the Bespin Luke, where's another prequels figure, where's this, where's that, because it's Din Djarin, and it has a Pedro Pascal head sculpt, and it was chrome-plated, and while some people didn't care about that, I absolutely love that. And we'll be talking about that chrome-plated type stuff a little bit later in the show and how that can relate to some other Star Wars figures that I believe are very quickly forthcoming. But at any rate, you didn't hear a whole lot of that because the Mandalorian is an epic character right now. So they came out with an epic character. However, this figure here, and as cool as it is, this is not epic yet. And I'm really looking forward to getting that Return of the Jedi 1/6 scale Darth Vader. I really am looking forward to getting that Padme Amidala from the prequels. I really am looking forward to, getting a figures, quite frankly, like another one of the Bad Batch figures, like a Wrecker, or another clone, like Bly, or Clone Commander Wolffe, with a Tamora Morrison head sculpt. I'm more really anticipating a C-3PO, a Bespin Han, a Bespin Luke, a Mandalorian Luke, which would be out of this world. Another Jedi, perhaps from the prequels or the Clone Wars era. A surprise, like they did with Lando Calrissian last year from the Empire Strikes Back. I'm really looking for something like that because I feel like just one of those releases really takes what I feel like is almost an imbalance with some of the other figures that are up on pre-order, and what I consider to be a lack of something exciting for legacy characters. And I think off of the heels of that chrome-plated Mandalorian, if I was Hot Toys, I would have personally released the Padme first, or the General Kenobi, or something to that effect, or at least have teased with a picture, something like a Mace Windu, or a General Grievous, or something to that effect. But they went ahead and they gave us this armor, which is a really, really cool release. Um, and but I feel like they miss the boat sometimes, where it's kind of like you're at Thanksgiving dinner, or you're at a get together, and the host goes ahead and gives you uh, a really good meal. They put it on the table, and then you realize that, after you start eating that, and maybe 20 minutes later or 10 minutes later, you get another whole bunch of entrees that are placed on a table, and you're like, wow, this is really good. Wow, I'm going to really go ahead and stuff myself on this. And then maybe 5 minutes later, you get even more that's coming on the table, besides the 15 plates or whatever that's out there in dishes that you're already stuffing your face on. And then if they come out with any more, it's almost like, well, I think I'd be into that tomorrow. I probably would digest it. Do you have a cherry on the top? Is there any dessert? Is there any cookies? And really, uh, coming out with the legacy characters, something like the figures that I've mentioned, something from the original trilogy, something from the prequels, something from the Clone Wars or Rebels or that era, maybe something from video games. We talked about that in the last live stream. Maybe something like a Darth Revan, or a Darth Malgus, or something like, wow, I didn't expect that. What would be like that dessert, and then you can go ahead and feed us more of this. Now, like I said, I am pretty stoked about this figure, but I didn't spill my coffee, and now this is warmer. I got it in here. I'm kind of filled up. Um, with the Mandalorian releases. I need um, a one or two legacy characters, and then feed me more. Feed me more. I'm ready for more. Thanksgiving, more dishes, more of this stuff. And like I said, I am this figure. Um, and let's see if I could go ahead and pull this up on the screen. I mean, this figure, to get into it a little bit, is sick. I mean, the weathering on that helmet, and you're looking at the armor there with the Mandalorian, and I absolutely love that it came, with a backdrop there. It's sweet. It is sweet looking. I am definitely excited. I'm absolutely 1,000% picking this up. And here it is with everything. And yeah, she looks good. She looks good, y'all. I mean, I'm just saying. I like that backdrop. I like the whole. Um, yeah, I like that it comes with that. I like the accessories. Um, look at that stand. I'm sure. I'm sure some people are going to talk about that stand. Look, it doesn't really matter to me. I love the back of her, the front of her. Um, this is a darn good figure. And unfortunately, I didn't see what the price is yet, so who knows what my thoughts are going to be on the price. But I'm not going to wait to investigate that to put out this video. It's not really a shock, I do think that there's some misdirection out there. I brought that in the last video. I would have much rather have seen Padme first and then this. And I don't really know what the pulse is in the community. I know I have a couple of moderators, and we were talking on a private chat this morning, and they really like the figure. And some of them are just going to go ahead and pass on it. And I don't know why, but I would think that if some people feel that way, I think that they're stuffed from Thanksgiving, and I think we need a cherry on the top. I think we need some dessert, baby. I think we need some stuff that is going to blow us away like this. Because I feel like it's a long time coming for an epic character such as what I pulled up here on the screen. Look, I love Padme, and I love all the Star Wars characters, and I really love the female characters in Star Wars. They're so strong and such an integral part of the story. And, you know, whether it's Padme or Leia or Rey or some of the, you know, female characters like Ahsoka Tano, Asajj Ventress, some of the other ones, you know, Felicity Jones's character there, Jyn Erso. I want to see more of these characters, and to me, this would straighten out the imbalance. I actually believe, personally, if they came out with this figure, which my inside source is telling me that they're coming out with this figure in July. And we'll see if that's true. Take it with a grain of salt. They could be coming out with Mace Windu in July and holding off on this till next July. Who knows? But just staying with Padme right now. If they release this, quite frankly, if they announce this, officially announce this, I believe that they can go ahead and put out 3 more Mandalorian releases, 4 more Mandalorian releases, 5 more Mandalorian releases, a half dozen or so Mandalorian releases, because everybody's going to be jumping for joy and spilling their coffee, baby, for another cherry on the top, which is what I'm talking about here, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, Hot Toys. If you're going to be coming out with these figures, and you've already teased Padme, and whether the rumors out there, you know, they're purposely releasing for misdirection because they're going to come out with a Mace, or they're going to come out with a Grievous, or they're going to come out with an Asajj Ventress, or a Barriss Offee, or a Shakti, or an Aayla Secura, or a Darkside Rey, or something that's just going to blow us away, go ahead and do it already. And can you go ahead and do it, please, before you go ahead and put out this? Because this is a lot of stuffing. This is a lot of stuffing. And like I said, I am absolutely getting this figure. I know how I felt about IG-11 on the fence. I know how I felt about the heavy infantry Mandalorian on the fence. Fool me once, fool me twice. I'm absolutely going to get this. This is going to be epic. But man, I'm very, very full. And you could continue to feed me this. I need the OT. I need some of these figures, baby. And, you know, let's go ahead and, you know, let me pull this up on the screen. And let me see if I could just get to Sideshow here. Because I want to point something out on just how many. I already put out a video telling you that how many pre-orders there are. And when you go ahead and look at it versus the 19 or 20 releases that they have come out with already in less than a year, the ratio is not bad. It's actually not that much. And they have to start filling up the fourth quarter of 2022 and a couple more in the third quarter of 2022. They certainly have to start filling up the first quarter, second quarter of 2023. So there's going to be a lot more pre-orders that are going to be forthcoming this year, but it's going to be for the last half of 2022, and especially the fourth quarter of next year. We're not even in the third quarter of this year, so it's a long ways off. But they're going to be coming out with those figures. But you know, let me see. Let me go to Star Wars here. Let me sort this out, because I'm so used to doing it best-selling wise. Let me go ahead and click Star Wars. Okay. So let's go ahead and actually see what we have up on here on pre-order. And what's in stock. So first two, deluxe chrome-plated Mandalorian with the Pedro Pascal head sculpt, non-deluxe. I'm going to count that as one pre-order. Okay, you're gonna get one or the other. So I'm going to count that as one. So one Mandalorian figure. Hunter is Bad Batch, got the 501st. Okay, you got the two Beskar Mandalorians that are in stock. We'll count that. We'll count those two as one. That's two. You got the swoop bike. That's three. Let's continue to go down. Okay, the Stormtrooper Commander. That is from the Mandalorian. That's four. Quill and the Blurg. We'll count Quill and the Blurg, and Quill is one, so that'll be five. We won't count the life size. Swoop bike and Scout Trooper. Let's count that as six. Deluxe Boba Fett. That's seven. Quill we're not going to count. Bo-Katan. That's eight. Artillery Trooper. That's nine. Ahsoka and Grogu. That's 10. IG-11. That's 11. Let's continue to go down. Grogu. This 6-scale figure set. That's 12. Death Watch Mandalorian, 13. Scout Trooper, already counted that with the bike. Dark Trooper, 14. Moff Gideon, 15. Ahsoka, non-deluxe, already counted that with the deluxe. Mandalorian and the Blurg, let's go ahead and count that, 16. Let's continue to go down over here. I believe one of these Shore Troopers is the Mandalorian. Let's go ahead and count that. That's 17. Tusken Raider, that's from the Mandalorian, 18. Let's continue to go down. We won't count the Blurg. We already counted that in the other one. You want to go ahead and count that anyway. That's 19. Let me go to the next page. Transport Trooper, I know, is Mandalorian. That's 20. Wow. So right off the bat, folks, 20 of the pre-orders. I would say 2/3, maybe, probably more than that, because I counted this. I already did an episode on this where there was 28. So now you got 29, probably 30 pre-orders from that video because they came out with Hunter, and then they came out with the chrome-plated Mandalorian. And now just the armor, that's 31. They went ahead and put out the 501st, 30. So, okay, you got 20 to 30. Wow, 2/3 of your pre-orders just about are all Mandalorian-based figures. And you have to wonder, are we overstuffed with some of these figures versus some cherries and some dessert? Now, I bring up that point because you're not going to get more dessert than more of the food. That's not going to happen here. You're not going to get more pudding than vegetables, your protein, your potato, all that kind of stuff. You're not going to get more of that. But you need some time to digest. And I really feel here that a release like Padme, a release like Mace, a release like Grievous, a, out of nowhere release like Gree. Can you imagine that? And even if they gave us a Tamora Morrison head sculpt with that, they could give me 5 Mandalorian figures, baby. That would be awesome. If they can give me something like that, we can go ahead and pose with the Attack of the Clones Yoda or something to that effect. It goes a long, long way. A good dessert, go ahead and, have some coffee with that, digest, wake up the next day. Oh, you're going to come out with Cobb Vanth? Let's go, baby. Let's go. But, yeah, like I said, I'm recording this off the fly. And, so it's almost like a live and raw. But I'm not live. I don't know who's going to, this is really 4th of July. So a lot of people are outside, or the recognized day, July 5th. It falls on a Monday. I feel like it's time. Let's go ahead and bring up some of these figures that I'm talking about. I feel like we're overdue for something like that. And I already brought up this Padme. And look at this figure. And you know, you talk about the um, you talk about the Rise of Skywalker Rey in the white outfit. And I think Hot Toys can put two and two together. They come out with a Padme in this, you know, in this white outfit as well. This would be, mm, this would be epic. This would be epic. You know, you look at some of these pictures here like that. Wow. But, you know, how about this? How about this, guys? How about this, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? And we've talked about this before, but they already have a Samuel L. Jackson head sculpt. They already have Jedi robes. You know, these bodies, this lightsaber. This, to me, my goodness gracious. Go ahead and take his face sculpt out of there and just tease the purple lightsaber with these robes, will you? I mean, my goodness, you can give me the 3 more Mandalorian figures if you just do that. Come on. Come on. And let me relate this to the magic of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. And maybe this needs to get sunk in home a little bit more. I couldn't wait to watch episode 2 of episode 2 of the season 2 of The Mandalorian. I couldn't wait. Why? Because I saw Boba Fett. I saw Tamora Morrison at the end looking off in the horizon. And I couldn't wait to finish the whole episode because I'm like this because I saw Boba Fett's armor on Cobb Vanth. And, you know, that story circling in on, you know, I want that armor. That armor does not belong to you. That whole thing between Cobb Vanth and Din Djarin. Man, I was eating all the Mandalorian stuff that they gave me in there. All these, you know, new characters, new things going on, new scenes, new that, just because of Boba's in the distance. It's kind of teased. And, of course, he showed up at the end. But for goodness gracious, take a page, please, from Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau and give us a tease. Or come out with this even better. Because I think then, you know, it's great marketing. I mean, you know, I was taking a look at that Toy Works Mace Windu that's out there. What do they call that? Saber Master or something? And let's actually, you know, when you pull that up on the screen, you're wondering how he's going to sell? Are you kidding me? This would break the internet, folks. It would break the internet in half. Let me see if I have something. I should have something saved, ready to go on this. Yeah, here we go. Let's pull up Toy Works. You know, Mace Windu. And all day long, you know, you got this $600, $500 on this figure. And a lot of times you don't even have the head sculpt paint that matches the body, or the hands, the detachable hands that match the body. And, you know, a lot of issues with this. But just to go ahead and get a pretty good likeness of Samuel Jackson anyway with this. You see what these are going for. And this would be a phenomenal release. And long overdue. For goodness sake. So I actually fully expect this. And I would not be surprised, like the Lando figure of last year that came out of nowhere, that they give us a couple of figures that are going to blow us away, such as a Mace Windu here, maybe even something like a Admiral Piet, or something that's going to come out of left field. I feel it in my gut. And I wish they would have done that. Even a Darth Raven, a gaming greats type of figure. Like the Black Series has been doing. This kind of stuff goes a long way, and a lot of times, you know, when you're eating, sometimes some stuff, and you always have a little bit room for dessert. And you have some of that dessert, and it's almost like your appetite comes back a little bit. Let me tell you something about this, and that happened. That absolutely happened with the you know, with the Pedro Pascal head sculpt. Listen. Proof's in the pudding. You want to know what people are thinking about? The vast majority, anyway. And I'm not talking about this on this forum, or this on here, or this on that. Forget about all that stuff. Okay? What I'm going to tell you is the proof's in the pudding. When you go ahead and take a look at the sales of, what's going on at Hot Toys right now, not only with Star Wars, but the chrome-plated Mandalorian is number one everything Hot Toys when you sort it out best-selling wise. And no, Sideshow doesn't do that on purpose to make you think a certain way. If they wanted to get you to think a certain way, baby, they certainly put those Jet Troopers and the Jawa and an OT figure like the Jawa and Gonk Droid number one, or say that it's going on waitlist soon to get you to buy more of them. They're too big of a company to waste their time with little juvenile, stupid little things like that. I guarantee that that's not what's happening. And these things are accurate for 100% sure. And when you go ahead and sort it out, best-selling wise, I'm shooting from the hip, baby. Like I said, I don't got no sponsor here. This is number one. You can look right at it right here. Number one. What are people thinking about it? They're digging the chrome plating. End of story. Most people are digging it. Most people are digging it. Or they wouldn't be buying it. Deluxe and non-deluxe. Digging it. And listen, it's a good release. Spill coffee on this. We'll see how the armor does. I think we need a little bit of, someone needs Boba Fett's armor, like in the episode 1 of the Mandalorian Season 2. We need some Filoni stuff. We need something like this Padme. Right here. This Mace. Right there. That's what we need. Or, how about something like this? Wow. You get a lot of people that are coming into, that are discovering Hot Toys for the very first time. And without question, there is a vast array of new collectors that are making the leap into Hot Toys. It's absolutely happening. Right now, you cannot get a Darth Vader, which is one of the main characters that a new collector gets. I don't care if they're just into Rebels, if they're just into the Clone Wars, if they're just into this or that, or no, I don't really know the original trilogy, whatever. Darth Vader is a character that's not available right now. This is an absolute no-brainer. Is it possible that Hot Toys is going to come out with this out of left field at no rhyme or reason? And I say, yes, they absolutely, this right here, to get a return of the Jedi, and they don't have to wait. Why do they have to wait? Let's stop this stuff where they have to wait for the anniversary of Return of the Jedi. Phooey. They didn't have to wait for the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader 40th anniversary to release that. They released that and they reissued this. They could put this out right now and then go ahead and reissue it with the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. Let's just be real. Come out with this now. There needs to be a Vader. So, and I absolutely believe that this is coming. This would make me spill my coffee all over the place. And this right here would get, you know what? You want to go ahead and give me a couple more Mandalorian figures after Darth Vader? Wow. I mean, this would be absolutely insanity. And let's talk about 3PO. Because look at this. I'm pulling this up on the screen. This is the gold chrome version of the Stormtrooper, which I actually, I think a lot about getting, actually. This in the copper, it's cool looking. But wow, with the chrome-plated Mandalorian they just came out with, wow. Could they go ahead and do this with C-3PO? And I say, yes. Wow, this would absolutely blow me away. It's a long time coming. I'm hunting all the time for a C-3PO. And whether it's a Tamashii Nations one, or continuing to waver back and forth. Do I want the sideshow one? Do I not want the sideshow one? You're going ahead. I'm like, wow, you know what? Well, back, um, in the day, Metacom was fantastic. It's just so out of scale. I mean, that C-3PO that they came out with, Metacom used to be, like the Hot Toys of old. And so they have a Boba Fett that's actually phenomenal. They got quite a few figures that are phenomenal. Their C-3PO is phenomenal. It just looks like a shrunk version. Doesn't look right in the collection. But man, just chrome plate a C-3PO already. My goodness, like something like this. And you're talking about getting some dessert. Like I said, I absolutely loved opening up my IG-11 earlier this morning, and I was so blown away by the look of that figure and the weathering and the details. And I normally collect Hot Toys just for the head sculpts. Wow, they did such a good job, again, like on that heavy infantry Mandalorian I showed you a little bit ago. And also that IG-11. Yeah, and have a C-3PO, a Hot Toys version of C-3PO, and it would sell phenomenally, because just look at the sideshow version and how well that sells in comparison to some of the other figures that are up on pre-order for Star Wars Hot Toys right now. And it sells really, really good. Even their Darth Vader that they have left sells better than many of the Star Wars Hot Toys when you sort it out best-selling wise. So you have to wonder, with a figure like C-3PO, and even if they don't give it to us die-cast, or maybe they give us some parts of it die-cast, but you go ahead and you gold chrome plate that baby, or you give us a Darth Vader, Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader with the head sculpt. And you have to wonder. You want to talk about really blowing us away. If they want to go ahead and do the Return of the Jedi, how they, redid the ending, and they had Hayden Christensen there as the ghost, Luke looks onto, the Force ghost and whatnot. Go ahead and give us I wouldn't have a problem with it. Whoa, is it going to be really accurate to Revenge of the Sith? If you can give us the heads, you can give us the 1/6 version of the Return of the Jedi, and then throw in there a Hayden Christensen one, head sculpt in there, man. Now you're talking about, wow, that would be epic. You could have, you could have a regular version with just like the quarter scale one up on the screen. This could be your regular version right here. Let me see if I can pull this up. And then they can give you a deluxe version where it has an extra head sculpt and it has Hayden Christensen. Come on. You'd spill some coffee on that. That would be awesome. And we talked about that on my last live show from this Friday. Yeah, just thinking about it, but it's a big smile on my face. And you see that? And I mean, honestly, doing something like that, you talk about putting a smile on people's faces. It puts an even deeper smile when you come out with a figure such as this. When you come out with some dessert, just saying, crazy. What about something out of left field? Let me pull this up on the screen. Something out of left field like this. Fabio from Fob's Figures showed this on my last live show from this past Friday, and the figure looks incredible when he was showing that during the live show. And let me tell you something, whether it's Hasbro, Sideshow, so many other figure lines have come out with the prototype version of Boba Fett. And you have to wonder, with something like this from Hot Toys, tilt the scales or be something that can get a lot of people excited. Now, I'm not too sure about that, but I think now this would certainly be something where I think they're going to get into. I don't necessarily, I think this would excite a lot of Boba Fett fans, and it would excite also a lot of Legacy fans, because then you have to wonder what else they're thinking of if they did this. But I'll tell you right now, they came out with this animated Fett, and you see how this is selling. And I don't care if it sat in stock when it was in stock before. I don't want to hear that anymore. Star Wars is hot. We're not coming off The Last Jedi. Okay, Star Wars is hot. The Mandalorian is hot. The Book of Boba Fett's coming out. You got the Obi-Wan series coming out. You got the Ahsoka series that's going to come out. You got the Lando series that's going to come out. You got the Acolyte series. You got the Andor series. You got all these series that are coming out. None of these are going to sit in stock, especially a character like this. It ain't going to sit in stock. Just not going to happen. And then, you know, you could pull up, I mean, look at this. They came out with this. They wouldn't come out with this. Wow. Sure they could. I could see them coming out with something like this year, because that Boba Fett Empire Strikes Back Deluxe in the 40th anniversary packaging, that's going to go on wait list any second. And really, you know, they also released this one. This vintage color Boba Fett. And you're seeing this skyrocket within the secondary market. And I've already mentioned that this is going to wind up being eventually, as time goes by, right up where that animated Boba Fett is. And, you know, coming out with something like this is absolutely something that they're going to do. And I think as new collectors come in, they quite frankly need to do stuff like this to give us some dessert. And desserts for different flavors for different people. With this kind of stuff. And, you know, they can do this, you know, like with that Darth Raven that I brought up in the live episode. And I talked about earlier in this show. You know, something like that would be absolutely incredible. But yeah, I mean, I think you're going to see these characters like Darth Vader, Boba Fett. New collectors are coming in. They need to be able to get these. And I understand the ESBs in stock and available, but that's not going to be in stock for much longer. So, and they know that, and everybody knows that. So they need something to fill the gap from the original trilogy, you know, for sure. How about this? You know, and I understand. I got some inside information that this is 100% coming out, but it might not come out till February during the, I don't know what it is, the New York Toy Fair. Or, I think that this is coming out before then. I feel a disturbance in the Force with this Clone Wars Kenobi, and I absolutely do think that they're going to officially announce this year. They need to do this way ahead of the Obi-Wan series, because you don't want this competing with all those other Obi-Wan Kenobi series figures that they're going to come out with. I mean, they're just not going to have this one do that. I think that now is the time for this figure, and it wouldn't surprise me that over the next month or two that you actually see this announced. And is it possible that, you know, coming out with a figure like this gets a lot of people excited? And I say yes. Not only for people that want more Clone Wars figures, but also for people that are looking for this figure. This figure, this deluxe version of Obi-Wan anyway, is pushing the $600 tier range, like pushing to get up in there. And the non-deluxe one, quite frankly, is pushing the $500 tier range to get up in there. It is really, really highly sought after. So this would fill the gap for so many collectors that are just looking for a prequels era Obi-Wan Kenobi. And you have to wonder if we have to wait till next February and after the Clone Wars Anakin gets released. And I say no. And I understand some of the information that we all get out there. I see this coming much, much sooner than something like that. But go ahead and give us characters such as Padme, Kit Fisto, Plo Koon, Mace Windu, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Aayla Secura, Shakti, Barriss Offee, Bail Organa. Give us something that's going to be like dessert. That's going to be a legacy character. I had to throw Bail Organa in there. I'm going to throw it in every once in a while just for a joke. Just for a joke. Which would be quite funny and fascinating if it actually comes to pass in the years to come. But anyway, not to get off track. Give us a prequel character. Give us Obi-Wan from the Phantom Menace, so I can pose it, please, with the DX-16, or you can pose it with your DX-16, DX-17, and your Qui Gon Jinn. That's going to spill some coffee for a lot of people. How about going ahead and releasing? You'll love this. Let's get right to it. Go ahead and release this figure with an Episode 2 Anakin out of nowhere. It's a 2-pack. Maybe they'll... You know what? I would spill my coffee all over the place. That'd be a 2-pack I would get into all the way. That'd be a lover's 2-pack, baby. Come on. Come on. Go something like that. You give me 6 armors. I'd be all stoked about it. I'd be spilling coffee because I'm still excited about Padme. Or I'm excited about a 2-pack with an Attack of the Clones Anakin. I told you I'm still excited about the chrome-plated Mandalorian with the Pedro Pascal head sculpt. That's what I'm high on. I'm not high on the armor right. I knew the armor was coming. That's a no-brainer. It's cool. They need to hit us out of left field with something like this. But maybe go ahead and throw in an episode 2 Anakin. Like I said, a lover's 2-pack, baby. How about just an Obi-Wan from the Phantom Menace? How about a Jedi 2-pack? Aayla Secura, Shakti. Man, oh man, I'm getting all hyped up. I'm getting all hyped up. When's the next Live and Raw? When's the next Live and Raw, baby? When is the next one? Look. Wow. How about 3PO with chrome plated? Just give it to me already. What about a Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader? And then go ahead and throw in an Hayden Christensen head sculpt. Why not? Why not? Why not? Give me this. If they give me this, they could go ahead and release 20. They could release every Mandalorian character they came up with, and I don't care. I don't care. Come on. That's what we're talking about. Give me some dessert. Give me some dessert. Come on, I feel like I'm listening to Pink Floyd The Wall. How can you have any pudding? How can you have any pudding unless you don't eat your meat? I got enough meat. I love The Mandalorian. Give me this, and I'll love it more. I'm telling you, baby. I'm getting pumped up. When's Live and Raw? When's the next live show? All right, final thoughts on this. Close the show. I love this figure. Like I said, I love the heavy infantry Mandalorian. I love the IG-11. I have absolutely no doubt they're going to kill it with this armor. It's an actual character that really interacts multiple times and is going to interact more with Din Djarin. It means more to me than the Death Watch Mandalorian. This is a 100% no-brainer. But I will say that I would have probably spilled coffee on this if you would have gave me one of the other aforementioned ones first. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I like it. I like it. Go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed this podcast. And please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Please Please subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina. I so very much appreciate your support. And if you liked what you saw here today, and you want some expanded thoughts, or perhaps some heightened analysis on some of the stuff that I do on 6scalecantina.com with the market value chart and the biggest movers within the biggest movers section, you may want to consider becoming a Cantina Insider. Now, all you got to do is go look at that little join button. When you go to the link to the channel, the regular overall channel that shows all the videos, there's a little join button. Click it. It tells you everything that it comes with. And I have some interesting stuff on there. Like I said, heightened analysis, if you're interested in that. Expanded thoughts. I put out some short videos for that. I also have some cool stuff like unboxings. Putting up the unboxing of IG-11. Did I spill my coffee on that? Also, Aries and the Hot Toys Wizard. I have some little segments on there. Don't worry, I'm going to put them on here as well. But again, if you want some heightened analysis, check it out. Enough about that. When am I going to be live again? Well, I'm going to be live on the Banaha Collectible Show this coming Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So definitely don't miss me there. Every Friday, it's either myself or the Banaha Collectibles Dante. Last Friday was me. This Friday, it's him. The Friday after, it'll be me again. I believe that's July 16th. Yes, it is. July 16th, I will be live at 9 p.m. Eastern. And is it possible that I will have another live in Raw this coming Sunday? And I say yes. So, I will be live this coming Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I will be live at 8 p.m. Eastern with Aries Tarrington is live in Raw. I'll be brewing a lot of coffee for you, baby. Will I have an extra special guest pop in? Maybe I'll have the Hot Toys Wizard pop in. Who knows? But yes. And then, of course, July 16th. Go ahead and please join our Facebook group. We talk a lot about the video content that I put out on here. And a lot about Star Wars Hot Toys. I have the link to our Facebook group. It's a great hangout place. Really great community. I've got the link within the video description below. I also participate on this awesome Hot Toys Discord group. You absolutely want to check them out. I got the link to them within the video description as well. Remember, many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. Stay thirsty, my friends.